So we come here to practice, yeah? Have you been practicing before? Let's just repeat it.
Have you practiced before? She said a little bit.
A little bit. What did you practice?
What did you practice?
Buddha or breath?
Breath, stomach?
Yeah, there are two ways there to get the mind calm. One is the Buddha, repeating, closing one eyes, and repeating Buddha, 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 yeah? But not loud, but mentally, yeah? Or observing the breath at the tip of the nose, yeah? Not following the breath, very important, yeah? We just stay with our concentration here at the tip of the nose, observe the breath coming in, observe the breath going out, and knowing that the breath is calm, or knowing that the breath is long or short or whatever. Yeah? That's important. The person from France, what is your name? Alex? Alice.
Anais.
Huh?
Anais. Anais.
Oh, Anna. Anais. Oh, that sounds like a Greek name, huh? So whoever from the Malaysian understands better English, tells the other person, what I'm talking about. And then your English is quite good, or more or less, yeah. So the first thing that we do when we come here to the monastery, of course we keep the 8 precepts, yeah? What are the 8 precepts? Not harming any living being, not taking what is not given, no sexual conduct, yeah? No lies, no harsh speech, no alcohol, no drugs, not eating afternoon, but we normally eat only once a day. And what else? Not sleeping on high beds?
No singing.
What? No singing, no dancing. Yeah. And listening to shows, yeah. Okay. Well, we can't do that anyway here. Yeah. And when you stay here, if you want to leave the monastery, you tell one of the monks, yeah, if you want to go to the village, yeah. This is not a hotel where you can just go and stay as you please, yeah. That's about the regulations, yeah. We have one meal in the morning, yeah. Around, what is it, around 6:30 or 7? No, 7:30 now, isn't it? No, Shaka?
The monk arrived about 7.
7:30, yeah. So, and then sleeping time, 3:30. Probably in the next weeks, we put it down to 4. It depends on how high the sun is in the evening. And the rest of the time is there for practice, not for sleeping. Huh? Now it's hot, we like to sleep. And we practice, yeah? We practice at least 10 hours a day, yeah? And then if you stay longer, we practice 12 hours. Yeah? If you stay more than 3 weeks, we practice 14 hours. Yeah? It's all there. Yeah? Here's a very good place, yeah, to practice. Yeah? We are not disturbed by anything at all. Yeah? So we can practice. Yeah? What else can we do here? We practice. Yeah? 14 hours, and if you want 16 hours, 18 hours, yeah? That depends on. Yeah? And the more we practice, the less sleep we need. Yeah? So maybe in the beginning we need 5 hours of sleep, yeah? And the more we practice, we need 4 hours and 3 hours, yeah? Yeah, Martin, you don't need to look like that, yeah? Because all what we need to do is, when we practice meditation, we calm the mind, yeah? And then the only thing that we have to do is to calm the body, yeah? To lie and rest the body. And the body is not exerted by doing walking meditation or sitting meditation, yeah? So we don't get really tired, yeah? What gets tiring is, staying with the Buddha or staying with the breath. That gets really tiring. That's what we think, yeah? But once our practice is going, yeah, it doesn't become tiring, it becomes more interesting. We don't even want to sleep. So then we just lay down, and take a bodily rest. And most of the time, in the beginning, it is fighting, to keep the concentration. Once we have the concentration on the Buddha or on the breath, then there's a big fight, to know how the breath is or how the Buddha is. Is the Buddha slow or is it fast? Yeah, or is it deep or is it shallow? Is the breath fast or is it coarse? Or is it subtle? Yeah. And we stay on. Yeah? Whenever there is a thought, we go back. Whenever there is a memory coming up, we go back. And we see this is so difficult. Yeah? So we put our effort into bringing the mind back. Yeah? That's where we need the effort. Yeah? We don't need the effort to push it down on the Buddha or on the breath. Yeah? We just need the effort, to bring the mind back. Yeah? It likes to think, let me think one more thought. Yeah? Huh? Every one of you knows that. Yeah? Just one more thought. This is so important. Yeah? No, it's not important. What is important? Yeah? From the moment we wake up, yeah? to the moment we go to rest, yeah? We put ourselves to sleep, is to stay with the Buddha and know the Buddha. Yeah? And that is difficult. We are not used to it. None of us is used to it. Yeah? We all need to develop it. Yeah? Just like a child needs to learn how to walk. Yeah? It gets up, it falls over, it gets up, it falls over, it gets up, it falls over. Yeah? And that's the same thing, we with the Buddha or with the breath, mind goes out, bring it back. Yeah, mind goes out, bring it back. Mind goes out, bring it back. That's all. It's a training. Yeah? And then all these adjectives that come with it. Oh, this is boring, yeah? And that doesn't bring me any results. Yeah? It's completely useless. Yeah? Just the kilesas talking. Yeah? And we see the kilesas talking the moment we close our eyes, yeah? And then we decide, now we stay for 1 hour, on the Buddha or on the breath, yeah? And whatever else comes into the mind is just the kilesas, just the voice of the kilesas. Yeah? They constantly tell us what to do. I like this, I don't like this, I want this, I don't want this, yeah, and so on. I need this, I don't need this, yeah. But we love it. We seem to love it. Huh? That's a voice, that we are constantly listen to and follow. That's our CEO. Who tells us what to do. Or our slave driver, Richa. The real CEO doesn't even know. Yeah? He's just fast asleep. And our practice is to wake him up. Yeah? To wake up the CEO who signs everything what we do. Yeah? Because whatever we do, whatever we say has some karmic effect. Yeah? And for that, the CEO has to sign for it. Yeah? He has to experience the results of its action. He has to experience the results of its voice, of its speech. Yeah? The kilesas don't. They just suggest us. It's just like a bad friend we have, who constantly says, let's go this evening, let's go out and drink some beer, or let's do this, whatever it is. Yeah? He's not responsible for us when the police catches us. We cannot tell the police, he suggested it, yeah? We just followed his advice, yeah? Yeah? We are not responsible. No, the friend is not responsible for us. We, who says as actually something, who does something, is responsible for the action. Yeah? No matter who tells us. Yeah? So, get to know the kilesas, yeah? I need to look after my cats, I look after my flowers, and so on, yeah? Constantly, yeah? I need to change this, I need to change that, I need to go shopping, I need to, all our life is so tiring. Yeah? I need to make money, yeah? Yeah? And then you have to sit down and make money, yeah? And work, yeah? And we work, how many hours a day? 8 hours a day, 9 hours a day, yeah? 5 days a week, or maybe 6 days a week, yeah? And what do we get from it? Yeah? We can buy some food and have some housing, yeah, and have some clothes, yeah? And buy some medicine when the body is sick, yeah? And at the end of our life, whatever we put into this body, yeah, it's gone. All the work, all our life, Windy, yeah? We pour it into this body, and then this body dies. Huh? 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 And we don't know why. Just because, everybody else does it, we just go and follow ahead, yeah? Our parents did it, so we did it, yeah? And so do our children do it, yeah? The same way, yeah? Our friends do the same thing, yeah? What do you do? Yeah, I work. Where do you work? Yeah, I work there, yeah? Huh? How much do you make? Yeah? So much and so much, yeah? What do you have? What kind of car do you have? Yeah? What house, family and so on? How many children, yeah? In the end, when we die, everything is gone. Huh? Nothing of this, remains, yeah? Your daughter and your grandchild, will be gone, yeah? Because you're gone, yeah? You're gone into another realm of existence. And that is what is repeating, yeah? But towards the end of our life, we want to have another life. Because we think it's so much fun. We don't see, the burden, of looking after this body. This body is pretty fragile, yeah? So we have to look after it, yeah? We constantly have to do it. Most of our time, we spend, for keeping up the body, keeping it healthy, yeah? And keeping it, keeping it working, yeah? And in the end, this body doesn't work anymore, yeah? So all the work that we did, yeah, is pretty much in vain if you don't use it for something, that is worthwhile. And what is worthwhile in our life, yeah? If you don't mind all this hassle, about the body, yeah, then at least, make some make some pun or make some merit for the next life. Yeah? So that next life we have an easier start. Yeah? If you keep a lot of food, if you grow a lot of food and keep it for the next year, next year you don't have to starve. Yeah? But if you don't keep nothing, next year you don't have anything to eat. Yeah? And then you have to be like the beggars. Yeah? Please give me something. I'm so poor. Yeah? And that's what happens, what happens to lots of people, we just need to look at the world, yeah? How many beggars or people who have really nothing, yeah? Because they didn't keep anything in their last life, yeah? And what can we keep? We can only keep the good things that we did, the merit, yeah? Or the bad things that we did, yeah? The bad merit, or demerit, yeah? That's the only thing that we can keep. We can't keep money, we can't keep family, we can't keep this or that, yeah? We can't keep our profession because, if you remember, in this life, yeah, after you went to school, you chose your profession, yeah? So you had to Relearn your profession again and again and again. You have to relearn thinking, you have to relearn writing, you have to relearn speaking. All these things, yeah? In the next human life, yeah? In other life forms you don't have to, yeah? But in the human life or in the animal life, you have to relearn pretty much everything, yeah? Look at the dogs and the young dogs, they have to learn how to, yeah? Or even snakes, when you look at them, yeah? Everything, all these animals have to learn. The birds, yeah? They have to learn to fly again, yeah? And we have to learn to walk again, yeah? And think again, yeah? And talk again. But anyway, if you like to keep going, running in the hamster wheel, or in the vata samsara, or in the death and birth, cycle of birth and death, yeah? It's your choice, yeah? But then at least, make something that is useful, make something in this life that is useful and that you actually can take with you, that will help you in your next life. If you want to get out of the hamster wheel, then you better should make a decision, yeah? And that decision must be wholeheartedly, yeah? Yes, I want to get out, yeah? So I will find the way, yeah? And it is not the first time that we got in touch with Buddhism, yeah? How many lives will it take for a person who has no interest in religion, no interest in Buddhism, yeah? No interest in the way out? How many lives he has to take, yeah? The first thing that we have to do in the first life, when it is the first life, yeah? We listen to some of the Dhamma talks, we reflect about some of the Dhamma talks, yeah? We might read some books if they are available, yeah? And then the next life we do the same thing again until it slowly sinks into our heart, yeah? And then after lives, I don't know how many, but quite a few lives, we start to practice, yeah? So you've gone through the process in the previous lives already. So you studied the Dhamma, you got interested in the Dhamma, and in this life, maybe it is the first time that you started to practice. And for some of us, we might have practiced already 100 lifetimes, yeah? Maybe we even were there at the times of the Lord Buddha. Maybe we had the fortune, yeah? And we practiced a little bit, and then we saw that it is so difficult, yeah? And we want so much from this life, we want to enjoy so much of this life, so we stop practicing. Yeah? In the next life, yeah, we do the same thing again, yeah? But for some people it is, now I have to do this, I can't practice now this is a burning question, yeah? And while we do this, we die, in the next life, yeah? Maybe they have the good chance, to come to see a good teacher, yeah? Or maybe there is no Dhamma around us, there are sometimes, yeah, in the human life form, where there's no Dhamma around, so we can't see it, yeah? Or we can't find it. So we do this and do this, yeah? We practice a little bit, yeah? Sometimes we become even ordained as monks and nuns, yeah? And then towards the end, it's so difficult. Then the next life we just enjoy as a layperson, yeah? And then maybe after 3 or 4 or 5 lifetimes, we come back, and then we start to practice a little bit. So it is always up and down, forward and backward. Yeah? That's why the Lord Buddha said, who doesn't constantly make a step forward, makes 2 steps backward. Yeah? So if we are not decided, or if we are not intended, from now on, to really step forward, we will always sway forth and back, yeah? And sometimes we are close, and we say, now, and then something important comes up, yeah? And then we retract again. Yeah? So if we really want to find the way out of the hamster wheel, open the door, at least open the door, yeah? It's a synonym for Sotapanna, yeah? Then we have to just practice, yeah? Until the rest of our life, or until we reach it. Opening the door and knowing, when we enter Sotapanna, that there are only 7 more lives to go. Yeah? And that is relief, yeah? Even these 7 lives are not easy, yeah? But it's still better than infinity of lives, yeah? Not knowing when it's ever going to end. Yeah? Huh? Because it can take eons, yeah? Uncountable times. The training of a Buddha takes 180 eons. But also our training of an arahant, I don't know how many eons it takes, yeah? From the first day, we decided, we see, we might have met a Buddha and said, wow, I want to do this as well. But then all our desires, prohibited until we really, the last life where we can make it to an arahant, yeah? How many eons do we need? Because an arahant, is a very noble person, he needs a lot of time, yeah, to practice, yeah? And that's the same way, one time he practices, another time, he relaxes, then he practices again, relaxes, and so on. Yeah? So it takes a long time. Yeah? And we don't know. Maybe this is the last life, for us, yeah? Maybe we can, yeah? Maybe, yeah? Because here we are at the Forest University, and as we know in our countries, we cannot go to universities if we have not finished high school. So at least we must have finished high school, but for some people, even the first year of university is very difficult, so they might step out, yeah. But here we are at the Forest University, so maybe some of us can find a way out, at least the first step, yeah. At least the first stage, yeah. And that is so much relief, yeah. It doesn't mean that we don't have dukkha anymore. We still have lots of dukkha, and we still have lots of greed and anger. But not greed and anger that leads us down to the hell. Yeah? Just wanting, just desires, yeah? That are in compliance with the 5 basic precepts. Yeah? So it's for us to decide, yeah, what are we going to do with the rest of our life? Now that we have listened to the truth, yeah, now that we have listened to the teachings of the Lord Buddha, yeah, are we going to object, and then go back to our petty life, yeah? Working, yeah, eating, sleeping, yeah, until we die? Or are we going to make an effort, to get out? That is the question we should ask ourselves. Yeah? I don't condemn anybody, who still thinks, a wonderful life. Yeah, it can be a wonderful life. Yeah, if you have a good relationship, and if you have enough money, yeah, and if you have a reasonable job, it can be a wonderful life. Yeah, but it's still full of dukkha. Yeah, dukkha that I personally didn't want anymore. Yeah. That I have everything, where is this dukkha coming from? Why am I still dissatisfied all the time? Yeah? I can do whatever I want, I had a good position, I had enough money, but I still had dukkha. And I didn't like this dukkha. Huh? I really, it was 6 years when I was working, the first year I didn't notice it because I was all in my work, yeah. But the second year I started to notice that, where's this dukkha? I have enough money, I can do whatever I want, can travel around the world, can look at this, can buy this, can buy that. Why am I still dissatisfied? And this dissatisfaction was constantly nagging at my heart. Everything, made everything grey. Yeah? Not so colorful as we painted. Made everything so grey. Yeah? So then I decided to find a way out of dukkha. Yeah? First in Europe, yeah, went to some teachers, yeah. They taught me how to practice, how to meditate. They taught me about, Buddhism, yeah. The teachings of the Lord Buddha, mostly the Four Noble Truths, yeah. But then they couldn't answer me the question. They couldn't give me an answer to the question, how to end greed and hate. I asked them. And they just told me, I just don't give in to them. I said, that's not the way how that will disappear. Yeah? My heart didn't believe it. Before, whatever they said, it was fine. It was true, my heart accepted it. But this answer, it didn't accept. Yeah? And then somebody gave me a book, straight from the heart. It was called Straight from the Heart. Yeah? And then I read it. I read the first chapter and said, he knows the truth. He knows the truth. Who is this? And then I looked it up. Luang Dhamma Habor. Where is it? Thailand. Oh. I don't speak Thai. I don't know anything about Thailand. But I have to go there. Yeah? And then sooner or later I went there. Yeah? And then I went, and I went straight up to his monastery. Yeah? And then from that point I stayed there. Yeah? Just saying farewell, going back to my parents, saying farewell, bye-bye, I'm going. My mother said, oh, you're going to hell. I said, okay, this hell is so nice. Yeah? This is the best hell I can ever imagine of, yeah? Yeah? And my father thought, because I'm a beggar, as a monk you're a beggar, you're an asocial person, yeah? I said, okay, if you think like that, that's fine with me, I just go and ordain as a monk. Yeah? And now I'm ordained here for more than 20 years. Yeah? And I don't regret one day. Not one day. There was not one day where I regretted that I became ordained. It's the best kind of life that you can have if you have only one goal, finding the way out. Yeah? Then it is, of course, the best life, because it gives you everything what you need. Yeah? And Luang Dhamma Habor's monastery was the only monastery. I met quite a few. I spent a few times in quite a few monasteries around, in England and Germany. Yeah? It was the only monastery, where you had to work for 24 hours a day. But this work was only walking Chongkram and sitting in meditation. And I said, this work I like. Anything else, building this, building that, I see so many monasteries, constantly busy with doing this and busy doing that, yeah? But Luang Dhamma Habor never allowed that. Yeah? He said, you are here to practice, yeah? And then he went around, twice a day to the kuti. What is he doing, Is he still practicing, yeah? If he saw you 3 or 4 times, you're not practicing, out, yeah? Get somebody else, There are enough people who want to come here, yeah? There's no need to stay here in this monastery if you don't want to practice. So it is the perfect, and no matter if you're a monk, or if you're a mechi, this kind of life, is the best, but only if you have that goal, of finding the way out, yeah? Or cutting so much down on the kilesas that they don't give you so much trouble, yeah? Or walking towards the goal to get out. As I said, it is not guaranteed, but at least, you're at the beginning of the forest university. That's how Luang Dhamma Habor called his monastery, the forest university. And only the forest university can give you 4 degrees, yeah? It can give you the degree of Sotapanna, of stream entry, of Sakadagami, of Anagami, and of Arahant, yeah? That's why he called it the forest university. And one time, when the king came up and said to him, you should make an international meditation center, then Luang Dhamma Habor said, no. This teaching of me is only there for a few people, not for everybody. And he was right, yeah. There are so many other monasteries where they have much more students, yeah. But his kind of students, he selected them specially, yeah. Okay, you can stay. No, you can't stay, and so on, yeah. Because he knew, at least, yeah. At least they had the possibility to go to the end. If they did it, then it was a different question. We still have desires, lots of desires, and lots of obstacles that come up, yeah, that we have to fight. And sometimes we are too lazy to fight, yeah. But at least, we had the option, yeah. And he was quite strict, yeah. When a monk came and saw him and said he wanted to go to the doctor because of this or that, he said, no problem, go to see the doctor, but keep your bag as well and don't come back. Yeah? Huh? If it was a case of life and death, of course, he accepted it, and the monk could come back. Yeah? But for normal, for normal things where we constantly run to see the doctor, he said, yeah. If you want to see your parents, yes, you can go, but don't come back. Yeah? Because it is specially, just for training people to find the way out. Yeah? So any kind of attachment towards parents, any kind of attachment towards the body, he just said, okay, you don't seem to be ready, to go the path, yeah? Find another monastery. There are enough monasteries around, yeah? Who are cool on that, yeah? Who allow that. Yeah? But, yeah. So, and I try, yeah? I'm not as good. I try to keep the same standard, for this monastery. Yeah? So that people, come here, don't have to work, they don't, yeah? All what they have to do is, to practice. So they can practice 24 hours a day, or 18 hours a day, yeah? If they want. And they can practice at any time. If they want to practice through the night, they can practice through the night and sleep during the day, yeah? A few hours, yeah? If they want to practice during the day and sleep in the night, that's fine. Yeah? It's a university. That's why it is freestyle. Yeah? You get the teaching, yeah? But you have to follow the teaching. Yeah? That's not freestyle. Yeah? You have to practice, you have to practice samatha, yeah? Samadhi, yeah? And you have to practice then later on, once samadhi is good enough, you have to practice pitchana, yeah? Wisdom. Hmm? Wisdom, developing wisdom. And that's the way, that's the path. Yeah? If you think, you want to sometimes people come here, they want to learn the jhanas, I say, okay, find another monastery. I'm not a teacher for that. Yeah? If they want to learn about this or learn about that, that's not the place. Yeah? I really only want to concentrate, just like my venerable teacher, on one thing, getting out. As fast as possible, yeah? Without any diversions, yeah? Without any distraction. Just walk, yeah? Until it becomes self-sustaining. Yeah? The practice, you don't want to do anything. Yeah? After being there for a year, I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to walk, sit, walk. Wasn't interested in anything at all. And that is the kind, yeah? That is the kind of effort that you put in, and that is the kind of effort where you get results. Yeah? As long as we're interested in what this is doing, what that is doing, what is there, what is here, yeah? How is this working, how is that working? Yeah. We will not get results. Yeah? So it's up to you. Yeah? Decide what you want, yeah? If you want to stay in this life, yeah? No. Keeping the 5 precepts protect you from going down, yeah? Going down into the animal realm, in the ghost realm, in the demon realm, or in the hell. Yeah? If you want to have a better life next life, just like the farmer, he grows more food, yeah? So, do a lot of good things, yeah? Do a lot of good merit, yeah? And that comes back, yeah? And then the next life is easier. Nobody really, from all of us, had a very easy life. Yeah, some of us had a more easy life, and others have a more difficult life. Yeah. So if you want, if you think, that is the thing. Yeah, then at least prepare yourself for the next journey. Yeah, because whatever we receive in this life is the merit or the demerit of our previous lives. Yeah? It's not done by other people onto us. It's not by our neighbors. Yeah? It is not by our boss. It is not by our parents. Yeah? It is not about the situation we are born into. It is because of our karma. Yeah? Whatever we do, whatever we think, whatever we speak will always come back to us. Yeah? When it is good, good will come back to us. When it is bad, bad will come back to us. When the Lord Buddha talked about karma, he said, if you want to become a very beautiful or handsome person, what do you have to do? He said, you have to give yourself without thinking about yourself. So you have to be a servant to other people. And that will make you in the next life, not in this life, very beautiful. Yeah? If you want to become rich, then you have to be very generous. So you have to give and give and give and give. And these people, will become rich in their next life. There's a sutta about this, where the Buddha talked a little bit about karma. So if you want respect, you have to be respectful to other people. You want to be powerful, you have to give power to other people. You have to be helping other people, being in power, empowering other people. Simple, isn't it? We know 1 + 1 is 2, why don't we do this for these kind of things, We think everything, is by chance or by luck. There's no luck, there's no chance, It is all hard work, If people are very rich or very, very beautiful or handsome, it is very hard work, Try to give yourself up, And serve only other people without any interest to yourself. Can we do that? No, none of us can do that. That's why we are the way we are. So, okay, now. Oh, yeah. The question, there was one question. What am I going to do when I go back? You will not be able, When you think about it, you practice here 10, 12 hours. That where you're slowly cutting down on greed and hatred, and cutting down on the delusion, When you go back home, all what you can do is, most of the time, just keep a certain level of calmness in your heart, And you can do that only when you practice 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the evening, and especially after sometimes in the evening doing the daily reflection. Then you can keep a certain standard. If you do that without fail, you can keep a certain standard of calm and a certain standard of wisdom, what is going on in your life, Less, it will diminish, The calmness that you reach within 10 days or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 3 months, will slowly diminish, The sharpness of the concentration will slowly diminish, And there's nothing that you can do because you can't keep up, The more you do, the more can you hold a certain level, If you do less, everything might disappear. If you say, today I don't have time, or I'm too tired, that is the first start. That is the first time when really your practice will diminish, Because then you allow it the first time, then you practice once a week, then you practice once a month, and so on. And in the end, after 3, 4, 5 months, you don't have anything anymore. It's all gone. And the next time you come to a retreat, you don't have any basis to build up to, or build onto. You have to develop everything again. Of course, it comes a little bit easier, but still, it is the same thing. If you keep a constant flow of meditation, if you are interested, then you have to make meditation your number 1 priority. Before you do anything in the world, you have to practice. When you get up, the first thing you do, before you even wash your face, or brush your teeth, because then where the thoughts starting, what you have to do all the day long, If you see that, the first thing is you practice. Make the mind completely clear, sharp, And then you start doing the things that you need to do. Once you're finished with your work, you do the same thing. You cut out everything, you make your mind sharp again, and let everything happen. Yeah? Let everything be what happened during the day. And then you do a reflection of what happened. Yeah? What kind of thoughts did you have? What kind of memories came up? What kind of situations did you get to? Yeah? And just look at them without judging them. That is the most important thing. We do not judge. Because judgment colors our eyes or distorts our views and opinions. It's the worst thing, and this judgment already comes when we do practice, yeah? Don't you see it? Oh, good, now it's not so good. I should change it, to this, to this nostril or to that nostril, or I should put the point there. That is already, all what is necessary is to keep the concentration at one point, yeah? Yeah?
Das ist die Schwierigkeit, wenn ich morgens wach werde, ganz früh. Und dann leicht zur Meditation überzugehen und dann wieder müde zu werden. Deswegen muss ich eigentlich erst was tun, damit ich ein bisschen wach
werde. If you can't sit in meditation, then do walking meditation. Huh? You can throw some cold water into your face and then go walking. And then you don't fall asleep, yeah? Of course if you sit, of course you fall asleep, yeah? Because you just woke up, yeah? You see, it's quite a stupid question.
I prefer to sit. So
yes. If you can't, then you have to do something against it. Of course I prefer to sit. But I could, yeah? When I got up at 2 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning, I just sit, and there was no tiredness, yeah? But it took me years, to get to this stage, yeah? Huh? But if I was too tired, I was just walking, yeah? Do something, of course bodily activity, helps you. Yeah? But the tiredness is, because the Buddha is boring, yeah? That's where the tiredness comes in, yeah? You want to sleep and dream, yeah? Dream about this, dream about that. Dream about a better life that you, yeah? That's what we always do. Dream about a better life, yeah? We get that, what we have earned for, yeah? What we have worked for. That's what we get. Yeah? We don't know. And that is a good thing. Most of the time it's a good thing. We don't know what we get, yeah? So be happy with whatever you get. Be it bad, okay, accept it, accept it with a grin, yeah? Huh? And if something good comes, accept it with a smile, yeah? But accept it, yeah? Because we only get what we worked for. Yeah? And that's the most important thing. If you realize that every day, whatever happens to us is because of our own doing, we don't have problems in this world. With nobody. Yeah? There might be anger coming up, and then we see the anger coming up and then say, Buddha, 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 yeah, and then it comes down. But we need this sati, we need this awareness, in order to be able. Yeah? And that's where this reflection comes in. In the evening we see where we lose our sati and what is happening to lose our sati, and we see also points how we can improve the sati during the day. Huh? Maria? Huh? Yeah, but it's not easy. Yeah? It is. Huh? It ain't easy. Especially this daily reflection. As I told you before. Yeah, even some of the monks, sometimes I ask, do you do it? Oh, I forgot. How can we forget these things? Yeah? They are so essential. Yeah? Other people, lay people going back to a home, doing it for 1 month, and then after 1 month, for the rest of the year, they forget it. Until they come back, did you do it? Oh, I completely forgot. Yeah? Then they write it, they write it on the mirror, they forget it. Then they write it, on their desk where they sit every day, they forget it. They don't see it anymore. Yeah? Because that reflection is the first stage, of actually developing wisdom, understanding what the kilesas are doing and how they are doing it. Yeah? And that undermines the power of the kilesas, yeah? And they don't want to. Yeah? Of course, they are the authority. They are this, at the moment, they are the sole authority. Yeah, whatever they say is true. Yeah. Who doubts himself? Huh? Is there anybody who doubts whatever you think? Do you doubt it? Yeah. Do you say, "Who are you to tell me this?" No. Yes, my Lord. We always say, "Yes, my Lord. Yes, my Lord. Yes, my Lord." Yeah. So it is the sole authority. Yeah. Authority. And the moment we undermine its authority, of course it will fight back. Yeah? Nobody, nobody in this world, who sees somebody is undermining the authority or is trying to escape his authority, they will grab him very strongly. Yeah? And that's the same way. Yeah? And it very often comes with forgetting. Yeah? That's one of the powers of the Kilesa. We had very good meditation and we had an insight, yeah? And we even tell ourselves, I shouldn't forget that. Yeah? And then we come out of meditation and we don't remember anything. Yeah? Until 1 year later we come to the same problem and then we get the same insight and we say, how could I forget that? Because then the memory comes up again. How could I forget that? Yeah? That's how powerful, this authority is. Yeah? And this authority is nothing else than avijja. Yeah? It has complete authority over us. Yeah? And this daily reflection, yeah? And with the daily reflection, you really have to remember, not judge. Don't say it's good, bad. Yeah? Just look what is happening. Yeah? And look at the results. Your chitta knows if it is good or bad. You don't have to tell the chitta it's good or bad. Yeah? Because that just distorts the truth. Yeah? That will undermine the authority, because then you see what they're up to. Yeah? Once you see, what the children are up to, you can prevent it from happening. Yeah? When you see they're up to, placing some anger on, you see them coming, okay, no, I'm not buying into that. Yeah? And then it's gone. The moment you don't buy into it, the moment you don't believe the authority anymore, it has no more power. It has only the power of suggestion. And its suggestive power is very strong. Yeah? No, this is right, this is right. Yeah? And then it is right for you because you never question the authority. The moment you question the authority, you say, why is this right? Why should I do this? What's the purpose of doing this? Then you question the authority, and then it doesn't. Yeah? It brings up a lot of answers, a lot of reasons why we should do it, and then we question the reason. Why should we? Yeah? That's not the reason, to do it. And then come up with another. Yeah? Until they completely quiet down. And that is how wisdom develops samadhi. Because then, once they are quiet, you plop. Yeah? You can fall really deep into samadhi. That is one way, how wisdom develops samadhi. You constantly question, the answers that are coming. Why? Huh? Tell me why. And that's not the real reason, yeah? Until there's no more answer coming. Then either wisdom arises, or we drop into samadhi. Okay, so. Yes, question?
Yeah, I have a question.
But speak up a bit, yeah?
Okay. When I meditate Buddha, eventually I get a lot of back pain, a lot. And it's also because when I was younger, the doctor told me also I have a little scoliosis. So my back, I'm not sure if it hurts more than a regular person, but anyway, it's so painful. And even when I try to ignore it, I have this this authority that you're talking about, this push to stretch or move. And I'm trying to ignore it, but it feels so strong. And I don't know if I should just continue to ignore it and just put.
Yeah.
I hope it's gonna go away eventually, but I don't know what to do sometimes. It's just stopping me.
Yeah, whenever you feel you're defeated, say you're defeated and next time you try. But I assume you're too tough on it. You're too tough on your Buddha. Yeah? So with this toughness, you tense up. Yeah? And with this tenseness, of course, comes pain. Just relax. Yeah? When the one Buddha goes, you bring in the next Buddha. You just listen to this Buddha and then bring in the next Buddha. You have to be only strict, when the mind goes out and thinking, and then you pull it back. Yeah? But a lot of people, put a lot of tension on the body. Yeah? And that is not necessary. Just sit comfortable and then stay with however you see it. Huh? We try to control. Yeah? I mean, remember, we are control freaks. We try to control our environment. We try to control our friends, our family, our, whatever, our work, our environment, yeah? Changing it like this and like that, yeah? If we are two, then two people like to control, and that's where all the problems arise, in a marriage, yeah? We cannot control. This is all about observing. You understand? If you constantly tell yourself, practice is just about observing, and then also accepting the pain, yeah? You weren't here, but I sometimes talk about how to investigate pain. What is pain, yeah? Because when you get up, probably the back pain is gone.
But Ajahn, what if I'm focusing only on Buddha?
Yeah.
Should I just start investigating pain?
No. Well, if the pain is so disruptive that you cannot concentrate on Buddha anymore, then you start to ask the question, what is pain? Where is the pain? How is the pain? Is it anicca? Is it changing? Yeah? Where is it located? And then really go with your concentration to that spot. Just like, before you are with the breath at the tip of the nose, or when you're with the Buddha, you're just with the Buddha. So you take your concentration away from the Buddha and go to the spot of the pain, and then investigate the pain. Yeah? You're allowed to do that only when you cannot concentrate on the Buddha effectively anymore. Yeah? When the pain is constantly disturbing you. Then you can go to investigate pain. Yeah? But I assume that you are trying to control it too much. Huh?
Yeah, maybe. But I think it's also, I don't know.
Yeah? Then do walking meditation. When walking meditation, is there pain?
As well. Yeah, that helps. I've tried that. I've tried that, it helps.
Yeah, try it, yeah, and see it, yeah. Sometimes, in the beginning, when we have never sit in meditation, of course, there will be a lot of pain, because the body is not used to this position. Yeah? But this is not the pain, that really disrupts our practice. Yeah? But the pain that comes also from concentrating too much on something and trying to control the Buddha, that is, that gives us some headache, sometimes some headache, or sometimes some pain, somewhere. If you just relax, just enjoy every Buddha. I'm sure, if you tell yourself, for 5 minutes, just enjoy this Buddha. Just enjoy this Buddha. Just enjoy. There will be no pain. And then see, how your intention try to straighten up the body. And that's where also tensions are created. Don't worry about the body posture. Huh? The body posture, we are not there to control the body or practice the body. We are practicing the mind. Okay?
Okay, thanks.
So, any more questions? Yeah?
We develop the Dharma life after life.
Yeah?
But how we can know the step where we are doing the life where
Well, with good practice. I mean, if you're really down in the citta and really understood who you are, yeah, and what you are and what point you are, then you will know, yeah. But that takes such a long time, and you must have so much faith, yeah, in just going this path, yeah. And then sometimes in the end, it really doesn't matter, yeah, because all what you know is I'm not finished yet, so I still have to walk, yeah. When you walk from Grenoble to Paris, I mean, you can ask, now am I in Lyon or where am I, You look at you're not familiar with the buildings, you don't know where you are, yeah? But this is the road to Paris, yeah? And you haven't seen the sign of Paris yet, so I mean, you still walk on, yeah? But you walk on in the right direction. But it takes, I mean, the beginning of the practice is very difficult. Lots of doubt is coming in. We don't see any results, and that creates a lot of doubts. Is this practice right or is it okay, yeah? No, just go on, yeah? And you will get results, yeah? If you're full-heartedly going and practicing, you will get results, yeah? If you're half-heartedly, if you switch off and switch on, switch off, switch on, then you might not get any results, yeah? Half-hearted brings half-hearted results. Full-hearted brings full results. Okay? Dora verstanden? Ein bisschen? Ein bisschen? Ein bisschen? Let's...ไม่ได้ถามจริงมีคำถามไหมไม่มีแล้ว